They mocked her without even trying to hide it. It happened in a small coastal restaurant not far from the base, the kind of place where off-duty Navy SEALs came to eat because the food was good and the staff knew not to ask questions. She moved between tables smoothly, balancing plates with practiced ease, listening more than she spoke, memorizing orders without writing them down. To most people, she was just a waitress. To a few, she was an easy target. One of the men at the table laughed as she walked away. Another shook his head and said, "Imagine taking orders all day and thinking you understand real pressure." The others chuckled. It wasn't loud, but it was deliberate, meant to be heard, meant to remind her of her place. She heard it, every word, but she didn't react. She never did. She simply kept moving, calm, professional, eyes forward. Years earlier, she had learned that reacting to disrespect gave it power. Silence took it away. What none of them knew was that the restaurant was the last quiet place she would ever work, and that the woman refilling their water glasses would soon be giving orders that determined whether entire teams came home alive. Her path hadn't been obvious. She hadn't grown up dreaming of command or glory. Life had pushed her into work early, long hours, low pay, no shortcuts. But while others talked, she observed. While others complained, she learned. She studied people the way some studied books: tone of voice, hesitation, confidence under stress, the skills that matter when things go wrong. Her first break didn't come with applause. It came with paperwork, an analyst role, long nights, no credit. She absorbed doctrine, strategy, logistics, intelligence flow. She asked questions no one else thought to ask. She saw patterns others missed. When something didn't make sense, she didn't ignore it. Slowly, quietly, doors opened. She moved into operational planning, not field work, not yet, just rooms with maps, screens, and men who had spent their lives proving themselves through action. At first, some doubted her, others ignored her, a few tested her. She didn't raise her voice, she didn't demand respect. She earned it the only way that mattered in that world, by being right when it counted. The first mission she supported wasn't meant to be special, standard insertion, standard extraction. But she noticed something in the intel that didn't line up, a timing gap, a movement pattern that suggested an unseen variable. She flagged it, the plan adjusted. The team avoided an ambush that had already been set. No casualties, no headlines, just a quiet acknowledgement. Then it happened again and again. Eventually, she wasn't just supporting missions, she was leading their planning, full operational authority. Navy SEAL teams trusted her because every detail she touched became tighter, cleaner, safer. She understood that bravery without preparation was just gambling with lives. The missions stacked up, high risk, complex, unforgiving environments, each one executed with precision, each one ending the same way. Every operator accounted for. By the time she reached her 31st mission, something extraordinary had happened. Not a single casualty. Not one. In a world where loss was expected, she had rewritten the standard. The same men who once questioned her judgment now waited for her approval before moving forward. Seasoned Navy SEALs listened when she spoke because they knew her silence meant she was thinking, and her words meant she was certain. And then came the moment when the past collided with the present. A formal gathering, joint command briefing, multiple units, senior leadership present. The room filled with uniforms and rank. Conversations buzzed quietly until she entered. No fanfare, no announcement. But when she took her seat, the atmosphere shifted. The commanding officer stood, then another, then another. One by one, Navy SEAL leaders and senior officers acknowledged her presence, not out of protocol, but respect. Someone in the back whispered her name. Another repeated it. The realization spread. This was the woman, the architect behind 31 flawless operations. The reason so many seats at home were never left empty. The reason families never got the knock on the door. Later that evening, fate added its own final touch. She stopped by the same restaurant, different uniform now, different bearing, the same calm eyes, the same quiet confidence. The table where the jokes had once been made fell silent. No one laughed. One of the men recognized her instantly. His face tightened, not with fear, but understanding. He stood, unsure what to say, words failing him. She didn't humiliate him. She didn't remind him of his mistake. She simply nodded once and walked past. Because real authority doesn't need revenge, and real leaders don't waste time proving who they are. They mocked a waitress. They never saw the commander. And by the time they understood the difference, she had led 31 Navy SEAL operations without losing a single life. Some stories aren't loud. Some legends don't announce themselves. They just quietly change everything.